Hello, folks. Welcome back to another review and thoughts on. And, I'm not the biggest fan of the original The Strangers, that came out, 2008, I believe. When I first saw the trailer for that, I actually, I was, like, really hyped for it. I couldn't wait to watch it. And then I watched it. I enjoyed it. And then as I got older, I started to realize this movie was a piece of crap. Because of the character decisions in it. And yes, horror, some horror films can or do have tropes of or cliches of characters doing dumb decisions. But when, you have an awesome concept of home invasion, three masked killers, two people have to try to survive, and they just throughout the movie, do dumb decision after dumb decision. When really, all they really had to do, I did a review for it, and I'll link it in this video or down below. All they had to do was stay in one area of the house, have the shotgun ready, and for whoever was willing to walk through, which they did at one point, but they didn't. They decided to just. Anyway, I did a whole rant on that movie, on that first one. The second one I actually enjoyed. I really encourage people to watch I would say watch the first one because it does have good atmosphere. It has good atmosphere. It's shot well, and it has decent acting. The second one, at least, does go off the wall by the end of it, but I like that. And I think the characters are more smarter a bit in that movie, in the second one, more. At least they actually kill off, they get some shots in on the three masked killers. And then you have this movie, it's directed by Renny Harlin, which I love. Elm Street Part 4. It's my favorite one. Number 1, but you get him to do this. It's like really random. And then it's written by two other people, Alan R. Cohen and Alan Freedland. I don't know what else they've done, written or directed. But this did not need to be a thing because, like, seriously? They decided to shoot. They made this a trilogy. So we're going to get chapter 1, and then I don't know when chapter 2 is coming out. They already put out a teaser for it, which looked okay, but even when the trailer came out for this, it was just there. It wasn't anything to run home about. I mean, granted, I will say they do some different minor differences in this one, but it's shot for shot, just tweaked a bit in certain spots to make it a bit. Oh, we're being a little different than the first one, but we're still homaging it, or more costuming it, because it's still cosplaying as the first one, basically. Because you have a couple that comes into. Granted, this time the lead girl, Madeline Pesh, who's from Riverdale. I didn't really watch a whole lot of Riverdale. She's I believe a co-producer or executive producer on it. I swear she said, or somebody said that she was part of that. But whatever. Apparently, you have the couple. I totally forget their names. But you have guy and girl, and they go off into this town. This town is very off. They don't like new people, I guess. They want to build up, I guess, this town to be creepy, and who can the strangers be? If they end up, I guess it's gonna be like a cult type thing, where you know, oh, this whole town's in on it, which I don't know how I feel about that. This movie, if you've seen the first film, you saw this. I mean, I wouldn't say don't watch it, but like compared to the first one where it had at least better atmosphere and more creepiness when, they first get to knock at the door and there's Tamara home, and at least this one, or at least in that one, they didn't overplay it where the stranger nearly knocked on the door like a bunch of times, asking to say. Granted, they did that in the first film, but they did maybe twice. They did when the guy was there, when James' character was there, and then when he left, they started knocking on the door again, and then they asked, "Is Tamara home?" See, even when I haven't seen that movie in a long time, but I can tell you shot for shot what happens in that first film, even though I don't care for it as much. I like the concept. I think it could have been handled way better with the characters. This one, they try to do some character stuff, but not really, because they hype up the boyfriend has asthma, I guess, and like that sort of comes into play in spots of the film. At one point, they get a shotgun, and at another point, they're willing to use it, but not really use it on I don't know which killer it was. There was one of the female. I think it was, I forget the names of I know it's Sackhead. There's what, Baby Doll or Doll Face? Yeah, Doll Face. I forget the other one. But he has, I didn't like their attire in this as well much. I don't know, I liked their attire in the first film and even in the second film. I prefer. I don't know what they were trying to do here. And then also, spoilers, the lead chick, because the boyfriend dies, they stab him, kick his chair over, and then he bleeds out, and then he's dead. And then they stab her, they kick her over, she bleeds out, but then she still survives because she called the police before when she was hiding. And then we wake up by the end in a hospital, and it goes, "To be continued." I'm like, is this a TV show they're trying to greenlit? I wouldn't even mind that. Why not a season of The Strangers or something? I don't know. Make that a TV series where it's just the strangers going. We follow the strangers going place to place and torturing and killing folks. How about we do that? Can we have a show like that instead? Because they want to, and now they're saying about, this first film we're doing is going to be pretty much the first film. So then it's like, don't watch it, just watch the original. But the second and third chapter, films, those are going to be going in way different directions. I'm like, okay, I guess, but what? It's going to be a revenge story, I guess then. It's going to be her probably seeking revenge for her fallen boyfriend. And this movie was just not dreadful, but it was just it's pointless to watch. I'm not going to say don't watch it, because watch it with your own views on it, but I don't know, like, again, there's one sequence with when they're under the floorboards, and the chick, Madeline chick, her hand hits on a nail, goes through her hand. They have to try to be quiet. I thought that was a decent scene or sequence, but everything else is just lame. Like, really, it's not really as creepy as the first film or second. It's just there. Like I wouldn't say I hated the film. I'm not gonna say it's one of the worst of the year, but it's like, why watch this film when you can just watch the original film? Granted, I don't know how people get over the character doing dumb things in that movie and still give it praise, but And granted, that's what I'm doing, but at the same time, I'm not really giving that movie as much praise as it deserves, because it doesn't really deserve a whole lot. Aside from the idea. And some shots even in that was more creepy. Whereas here, they overplayed the camera thing, and the look again, the costumes of the killers are just lame. Sackhead was okay, I guess. Like, he's pretty much, he almost looked like the same stuff he wore in the other film, so I guess I'll give that one a pass. But the other two, the one of the female killers wearing a beanie. I'm not a fan of that. So yeah, I don't know. This does not need two writers. Two writers. I just hope the second film actually improves. If it's one of those, the first film sucked balls, but the second film's gonna win people over. I'll be impressed if it can do that for me. But yeah, overall, yeah. Thanks for watching. If anybody's interested in me reviewing or reactions or commentaries on movies, link down below to my PayPal. And yeah, leave a like on this video. Helps out a lot. Thanks.